Hi, this is Sisters of Promise, the Sisters of Promise podcast. This is episode 3, and I am Tiffany Terry, and this is Farisha Terry. And today we have a special guest,
Isaiah Hayes.
Hey. This is my oldest son, and he wanted to join us because today's topic is the good old days. Mm-hmm. And we have some good old days, y'all.
Exactly.
And we just wanted to see what he felt like his good old days was as well. So we invited him on this episode today. So, let's see. Let's talk about where we grew up. So, where did you grow up?
I grew up in a home with my mom and my dad. It was 5 of us in our home all together, and close-knit family. Little country house in the country, and we stayed about 5 minutes from the lake. Yeah. And so we would do that a lot in the summertime. A lot of kids would come over to the house, or we would go with kids. We had a lot of neighborhood kids our age, and all of my siblings ages. And so we would just go play outside from sun up to sundown. Sometimes we sat out there almost all night. It was fun. It was safe. We felt safe. Right. The neighborhood, everyone knew everybody.
Right.
So it was every house was a home.
Exactly. So it was just like that with us too. Like my house, I grew up in my grandmother helped raise me, so I was at grandma's house, and it's like our cousins and stuff would come to grandma's house, but we was at grandma's house. And it's like my grandmother's house became like the neighborhood house, so we always had a yard full of kids. Yeah. Or my grandma would make she would make like lemonade or put like a pitcher of water or something on the back porch for everybody to drink. Mm-hmm. And we played outside, and it was fun. Yeah. And we made up games, and we drank out the water hose and everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I remember that.
What is it? Rubber tasted water, but we drank it.
Yes, it did taste rubbery.
It was rubbery,
but it was nice and cold. It was never too hot.
Good, but we drank it. So we can talk about some of the games we played back in the day, like games we made up and stuff. Like I can remember counting? I don't even know what it's called.
I feel like we made up all the games back in the day, or either somebody made them up.
Right.
We did tic-tac-toe. That was the norm.
We played I Declare War was because my grandma didn't really like cards back then, but if we did get a deck of cards, we played I Declare War. That was really the only thing. Pity Pat and I Declare War is the only thing we could play.
Bubblegum in
the dish. Exactly. But we played that too. And
let's see how many we can get within a 2-minute span.
Oh Lord.
Can we name them all? Okay, so I don't know the names of them, but I know some of the lyrics.
Right. We get who was it? Oh my God!
Okay, we said bubblegum
in the dish. We did Miss Mary Mac.
Let's see what else.
God,
oh gosh, it's plenty more.
It's a lot more. What's the other ones?
I'm ashamed now. She knows more than this.
I have no idea.
Hide and seek.
We played hide and seek. We played hide and seek. We played what was it? Red Robin. Red Rover. Come. Yeah. Send somebody over and all that. We played a lot of games back then, man. Yeah. And outside was fun. Like you said, it was safer. I remember times when we would just be at my grandma's sister's house and just at night, just on the porch, just and even with the door wide open when you sleeping, you can't do that now. You scared somebody gonna walk up in your house and take your life. Mm-hmm. But so Isaiah, what you think about what's some of the games that you can remember playing when you were younger? Because I know, did you play outside a lot? What games did you play?
We played hide and seek. We played bubblegum. We played tic-tac-toe. We played
most of the games is pretty much simple.
We played
kickball.
Oh yeah, we played kickball.
Dodgeball.
Well, we played that at school. Okay. And then we played we was just playing with sticks and
Yeah. So we did that too.
Those games seem to never get old.
Yeah, like it's crazy how like a lot of the stuff that we play with, like growing up, our kids like do the same thing, and it's like now. It's crazy how like a lot of times kids don't like to play outside or they get bored quick. I don't really recall the time when I got bored.
Yeah.
Like I always find something for myself to do. Like I found something to do.
Yeah.
You know?
There's a lot of creativity going on back then.
Right.
And your parents will put you outside.
They would.
So they didn't put us on the phone and sit us in the corner and say, watch this all day, but you had to go outside.
And that's what like my because we didn't come in the house unless we had unless I had these bathrooms. But my cousins were boys, so they didn't even have to come in the house to use the bathroom. But I had to come in and use the bathroom.
Yeah, really. Because honestly, we used to do all our snacking outside.
Right.
There was a plum tree.
Yeah,
there was a little bush, plums in the background. There was peaches. There were apples. And then we had the water hose. So you wanted a snack, you went and got your own snack. And then, and you taught your friends to do that when they come over your house. We're going to go get us some plums.
I wish we had apples. Some apples.
And then we go drink the water. Yeah.
I think the only thing that me and my brother used to eat like the honeysuckles a lot.
Oh yeah, they were good. I love eating those. Like that was a good experience.
I remember my grandmother, I think it's my mom, used to tell us about some sweet red dirt or something. They used to eat red dirt.
We had that at my great grandma's house, and I never could get into that.
Sweet dirt. That's okay.
That clay.
Yeah.
A lot of people eat that, and they say it's healthy. Got some health benefits in it, but
that's crazy. Okay, so what smells kind of like remind you of your childhood? Like I know there's a couple of smells that I can like.
Okay,
remind me of my childhood.
One of the biggest memory of a smell would be either pine or if I smell some cinnamon. Yeah. Because around Christmas time, that was like I think that was my favorite smell because every time I would get a whiff of it. It would just, I don't know, blow my mind. I just instantly go back to childhood and Christmas.
Yeah.
And I remember like always smelling cinnamon when I went. It could be like nutmeg too. Like it just instantly takes me back to my childhood. I think that was like my favorite time of the year. And so when those smells hit, I just remember a fond memory. It's like multiple memories.
Yeah.
But it's just like, oh, I'm a child again.
Right.
I can smell that. I remember they were always like, we were making stuff, or either there was like gingerbread houses in the school or at a house. And so it was just fun time for me. I like Christmas.
Like I can think of like molasses, like a smell of molasses. Like my grandma used to like eat molasses and like biscuits, and like that smell. At one point I didn't like the smell because I'm like ugh. And then as I got older, it starts to just remind me of like my childhood. And then like with me not taste it as I got older, because my taste buds changed a whole lot. It's a lot of stuff I didn't like when I was younger that I love now. And I do like molasses and biscuits, and like that really like take me back, like to my childhood. Smelling that. What smells that remind you of your childhood? That's it.
Oh,
like 13 years ago.
Like no, it was like 7 years ago.
Oh,
7 years ago.
Well, we used to go like up the street to like that tire shop, and then it was like I like to smell like tires and like gas. Cause we used to go up there with like we used to go up there with Desmond because we used to work up there.
I know, like China Kitchen used to, like anytime that I remember us going to China Kitchen, that reminds me a lot of my childhood too, because that was like the restaurant that was like closest, so like we would always go there to eat. So we would always be able to walk up to like China Kitchen to eat.
Oh yeah.
When I smell China Kitchen just now, I'll be like, man, I remember we used to walk up there all the time.
Cool. Wow.
But yeah, so let's see. So did you I never, how is it like, I'm gonna ask you this question because I just wanna know, how is it this growing up with like your full like mother and father household? Because I grew up with my mom and my grandma, like two women, you know. So how was it like growing up just with like your mom and dad, in the household?
I think for me it was my experience, so I felt a lot of I felt safe. I felt like I felt that completeness with family-wise. You know, I never felt like isolated when it came to like topics and things like that. We talk about family.
Yeah.
So I understood the sense of like, oh, I do have a family.
Right.
You know, like that the typical quote unquote, oh, do you have a mom? Because those are questions that kids will ask.
Right.
For a long time, you know, a lot of kids would say, hey, do you have a mom or do you have a dad? And, you know, I could say, yeah, I do, you know.
Right.
So,
yeah, that's good.
You know, I heard good. It was a really good, I had a really good childhood.
That's good.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't miss out on, and if I did, whatever, you know, I don't know.
Right,
you know,
right.
so.
Because like I said, like a lot of kids, like just us growing up, like we did things, and like my mother at one point was really strict about us, like going with our friends and stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, we were only able to go with our aunts, spending time with our cousins. It wasn't like you can go with like, mom, my friend invited me to her house, and my mom was like, nope, do I know their parents? Like she had to know the mom or the dad. She had to know everybody before I could like actually go. You know, over and like, you know, be at that person's house. So, you know.
Yeah, I didn't particularly like going to other people's houses. Because of just, I was scary like that. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I did like people coming over to our house.
Like,
oh, you want to come spend the night with us? But yeah, and that was fun, you know, and our parents did let our family, we had a lot, like you said, if you have a big family, you're gonna have cousins and all, so they all will come over and stay. Right. I would stay with my aunt or something like that.
Right. Just like with growing up, like so with your growing up in church, like the good old days, like us in church at like kids. Like how was that for you?
It was busy. Because I felt like we stayed at the church.
Right.
The church was like the second home.
Right.
There was always a service. There was always an event. There was always we go just to clean the church, or we might go and there was always church. That was the
all the time.
Yeah, that was a big part of our childhood.
Yes, like
which connected you to all the other family members.
Exactly. I know we was at church Sunday, and then Wednesday for Bible study, and then anytime we had revivals, we had to be at church. And then like being in the church when you're like young, like my mother and grandma had us in every like usher board. We was in like junior missionaries and choir. We had to do something like work in the church, so like we was like in there. So you know, it's like, you know, church back then, you can think about all of the older people that kind of like are gone now, and like how they like really impact their life, like, and it's like a lot of them, like, you know, just a lot of older people that, you know, I grew up with, and like how my home church, I used to love my home church, and it's like now it's like it's totally different from what I remember. So now that Isaiah, know that you're growing up, and you're in the church, so what are some of the things that you can say like are memorable for you? When you get older, you can say stuff like, "This is when I was younger," to your grandkids.
Oh yeah,
to your children.
It's like fishing, going fishing and stuff.
With your dad. That's cool.
And like hang with Risha all the time. Painting. We used to go everywhere.
Yeah.
And like going to like Myrtle Beach on my birthday, and like having like little memories and like
and stuff.
It's like a lot of stuff.
Fun memories.
It's like the cookout. It was like cookout in the backyard.
Yeah.
We would like cookout in the backyard when I was like 7.
Okay. Yeah, it was fun. Like all the good times you remember.
And I can see Isaiah, you know, just like the memories that we had, like with the Halloween thing we used to do every year. That's a good memory. Like I can see you having a really good like memory bank that you can go back to every now and then.
Lots of good things happening.
Yeah.
More to come.
That's good. I'm excited about this podcast. Because I'm telling you, it's like with like growing up, it's like the world is changing so much, and it's like you said, it was so much safer back in the day. Like my mom didn't worry about us outside when we was playing. Like I worry about my kids outside playing. Now, you know, in even where we stay, it's like it's like worried about, you know, them outside and worried about them playing and stuff and not being safe. And I like the fact that back in the day we could just be safe and we knew that the neighborhood would take care of us. It wasn't just our mom and dad. I mean, no, it wasn't that just our parents or our people that we stayed with. It was the whole entire neighborhood that took care or looked out and they were like, that's Mary's granddaughter. Like they knew who you were. So So
how was it growing up with two women in the house?
Okay, so my mother, so growing up with two women, oh my Jesus, it seemed like they were in competition on who can raise better. Honestly, so like my grandmother, my grandmother really did a lot for me and my brother growing up. She taught us, like I'm gonna tell you, I knew how to cook and make biscuits and stuff before I turned 13. I know how to write. I knew how to write checks and I knew how to I knew I had to write out my bills. Like I know how to take care of my grandma. Made sure of that. So she really instilled that in me and cooking and taking care and cleaning. We cleaned up the house, wiped walls down, all that. So I knew that part of but that's what growing up with my grandma. With my mom, she was more of my mother was a mother. She was, I think a lot of times my mom tried to be my friend and so it was growing up, it was more of me saying, okay, grandma is the more disciplinary and stuff like that. My mom, she was kind of like that, but me and my brother was able to get over on my mom so much. Well, please forgive me. But we was, because she was she spoiled me really. And it's so I could get away with a lot of stuff. And I wasn't a bad kid, but I did get away with it. But growing up with two women was just it was just what it was. It was
that competition.
I'm grandma and that's mama, but I know what it was just a whole bunch of that. So they was mother and daughter, but they was more like married couple. So how was it growing up with your mom and your grandma?
You had grandma and great grandma.
Yeah, and you had all three of us again.
It was cool. I used to sleep in the bed with my grandma sometimes. My mom went at home. Josh used to be over there a lot. Uncle Richard used to be there. We used to be fun with Josh because me and Josh used to play with toys in the living room.
Yeah.
I used to play with toys. And sometimes but she used to make egg salad. It used to be so good. She can't make it no more.
Yeah.
And banana pudding.
Yeah.
Okay. So you had fun memories with your grandma. That's good.
I remember it's we was talking about the old fashioned candy, candy, how you can go and buy right back in the day and you got $1 and you can get a drink and a chip.
Penny candy store.
Yes, the penny candy store.
Experience with the penny candy store.
Oh my God, yeah.
It was actually a thing.
Yeah.
Penny.
You can get
a piece of candy.
Exactly. Oh, they had a cookie too. Remember that big cookie they had in here? You can get it for a penny or 2 pennies or whatever. It was a big cookie. I remember the penny.
My granddaddy, after church every Sunday, he would meet us at the store because we would have to drive past that store to get to the other store, which is around the corner.
Right.
But he would meet us. He would stand outside of that store and wait for us to get there, and he would give us 5 pennies a piece to me and all my siblings.
5 pennies.
And we knew that we had 5 pieces of candy.
Right.
And so we would drive around that little corner to the penny candy store and get us some candy. And that was, that was a fond memory. That's something I'll never forget. How he made his duty to stand out there every single Sunday and wait to give us our pennies.
Right.
And that was so sweet of him.
Yeah.
So thank you, Granddaddy.
We never had that experience.
Yep. Do you think that there was ever a penny candy store?
Yeah.
Penny, 1 penny.
They go crazy in there with a penny.
65 cents for $1. It's it's about right. It used to be cents.
Yeah. That's $1 or $2 now for a candy bar.
For lollipops.
crazy. Yeah. Stuff has gotten so expensive. Oh my god. I'll never forget. This is it's a funny memory from my childhood. My mom used to get the food stamp, but you know back in the day, they used to have a food stamp like booklet with like the little like food stamp. You got to tear the food stamp out of the book to take it to the store. And my mama was like asking my cousin to go to the store, and she like got the food stamp book out and tried to tear out a food stamp, and he was so embarrassed. He's like, I don't want to go into the store with it. I don't want nobody to see me with the food stamp. Cause I mean, it was a food stamp, and I guess back in the day, people were kind of like embarrassed to get food stamps. But child, give me a food stamp book.
I know that's right. Don't let me tear that up.
Exactly, and that was it's being just like regular money, only ain't no tax on it. But he was so embarrassed. Oh my god. He was like, I'm not about to go to the store no. And I'm gonna just interject right here. You know we're boy moms and our other boys are over there and they're wrestling and playing fighting. So if you hear some background noise, we do apologize, but that's what we're dealing with right now.
Right now.
It'll be better in the future. Yeah. Promise. But yeah, so yeah, this talking about our childhood and just talking about the good old days, because we had some good old days, y'all. And then, go ahead.
When we talk about biscuits, have anybody had experience with the hoe cake?
Yes.
Or know what that is?
Yes.
She was talking about biscuits earlier, and that popped in my head. My great grandmother taught me and my sisters how to make hoe cakes and what they were. Her definitions of what they were, I'm not going to share. But the experience with my great grandmother in the kitchen making those hoe cakes were the best memory I think I could ever have.
That story later.
Yeah. Later. But that was such a fun memory because she actually laughed with us in the kitchen and she just broke down everything. We got our hands dirty. She always talked about us needing to get our hands dirty. She said it's okay to get your hands dirty, and so she would go, she got all her flour, all ingredients, and she said, don't put your hands in it, you have to get your hands dirty. So I never forgot that. Like, even there was times where I didn't want to mess with like chicken and stuff like that, but I always remember what she would say about getting your hands dirty. So that became a thing for me, like, oh, I can get my hands dirty, it's okay. You know, so they have a lot of wisdom. All of our great grandmas and grandmas, grandfathers, great grandfathers, were very wise, and so they installed a lot of great things within us.
And it's like, it's cool because like I never knew my great grands and stuff, but like my grandma and my aunts, my grandmother's like sisters and stuff, I like dealt with them and stuff, and like my Aunt Nancy, and she taught me how to make or bake or cook banana pudding. She gave me the recipe and I did it one time, but I didn't like it. But it was really like interesting to like her recipes and how she knew the measurements without even like without a recipe book. Like you put this in there, you put about a teaspoon of this, and then I'm like, how you make it? And then like with my grandma with biscuits, she just eyeball stuff, and like the biscuits were so good. And I was working at Sunrise Biscuit, and the people was making biscuits and stuff, and they just weren't good to me. And like they made me do it with a little cutter in there, and I'm looking like I ain't about to sit here. And I was being real slow, and they was complaining about how slow I was taking, and because I was using that cutter, but at home I was using my hands. So then I started using my hands at work, and it was like, oh, you got them biscuits on point now. Getting out there in a timely matter because I was doing what my grandma taught me that worked. Like everybody don't get taught the same way. Nobody's gonna learn the same way, and everybody else was using that cutter, but I was using my hands. And y'all should have came in there when I was working in there.
Isaiah, what's your favorite dish that your grandma or your great grandma taught you, or that you like to eat?
I like to eat. Well, what she cooked that I like to eat was like
your favorite.
It was banana pudding, but she didn't cook it.
But she made it. She put it together.
Yeah. Banana pudding. What about Grandma Mary? She made anything you like it? You love her biscuits.
Oh yeah, I love them.
You love them.
I feel
it. She put it in them, but
let me go
can't work.
Just water. Them good old water biscuits. That's so funny. But yeah, man, it's good to have good memories, man. And I love to listen to like older folks talk about like the good old days, like when they were younger, because it's like history is so good, like, and it helps you, like, it helps you over the years, like with your own life, and just to see where you came from, because like from what they had to deal with no electricity and going outside, use the bathroom, like in the middle of the night in the cold, not me. I would have held it all night. You know what I'm saying? Not going outside in the dark.
We thank God for their experiences, but some of them we don't want. But we thank God for them making it through their experiences.
Right. And we like to thank our special guest, Isaiah Hayes, for joining us today.
Thank you.
We thank you so much for joining us. Because I know he's probably getting, I want him to be tired sitting up here.
Yeah.
So if you want to be excused, you can go ahead. We thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. They can keep talking.
Lower.
But yeah,
so we decided we'll include some of our sons.
Yeah.
We do have boys in some of our recordings, just to get an experience.
And try to get them involved and do something, you know. And I feel like they'll like doing it and stuff.
Yeah.
You know? Try to come
their communication.
Right. We're gonna have like some topics that the younger boys can like kind of, you know, be able to talk about and stuff too.
Yeah.
So we're gonna come now. I know this was a long time coming, but we back and we're gonna get it on. We're gonna get y'all them episodes and stuff, because a lot of people have been asking about it, and it was like really exciting to see the messages. Asking like, when the next one, like, you know. So I had to be like, yes, we gotta get it.
Yeah.
So I thank God for just giving us the time to do it today, and we're not gonna keep y'all waiting long for the next one.
That's right. Not as long as we did. We did have a few things that happened.
That came up.
And so we had to pull some time up.
Right.
So this is what we're gonna do, and make sure we keep encouraging, keep reaching out. And if you have any fond memories of your childhood or the good old days that you want to share with us, please do in the comments.
That's right.
We love to hear them, and we will comment back. Also, if you hear all that noise in the background, literally they're having a football game over in the next room.
Exactly, literally.
We are boy moms, as she said earlier.
Yes.
And so they're always busy.
They are always doing something. So that's why we wanted to involve them, so maybe we can get a little bit of quiet in some of the videos.
Yeah.
But y'all better just bear with us, because it's gonna get better.
It will.
But we thank y'all so much for joining us. We thank y'all for watching us, and also if you have any like topics you want us to talk about, just put them in the comments, y'all. Just let us know. And we're just excited, y'all. We thank y'all once again for joining us, for watching us, for wanting to listen to us talk.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year to everybody.
Hope you're enjoying your year this far.
Hope it was a blessing. This start of the new year. Another year to just get everything back together, get everything right. It's like get closer to God. You know. And so we thank y'all so much. We'll see y'all next time.
See you next time.